Hello, everyone, and welcome to Wowhead Weekly number 202. I did it! The correct show number. Today, we will be talking about the latest things that have been going on the past week. There isn't that much, but we do have the excitement of Season 3 coming up together with the next reset. I am Annie Fuchsia, or also known as Annie, full-time streamer on Twitch, and your host tonight. My co-host, as usual, is the lovely Perculia.
Hey everyone, I'm Perk. I run Wowhead, so I oversee all the guides and features and news and silly things on the site that you use every day. And I'm very happy to be back with a working camera after my travels to New York, and we might even see Bright Paw make an appearance as Sass is currently traveling to bring him back in the middle of the show. So we don't have a giveaway as Sass is traveling, but maybe you can link this, Annie. We have a Gleam giveaway going on Wowhead, and I'll just pop this right into the notes. We can link it.
Sounds
and
good.
It's really easy to enter. You can just like follow me, follow Wowhead, retweet the popular guides, and you can enter, and it ends tomorrow. So yeah. But yeah, really happy to be back. We've had amazing traffic for Season 3, Rise of Azshara going into Season 3, and just, big thanks to everyone that's been leaving comments and all the weird Nashatar and Mechagon stuff, and we've had a really amazing reaction to the daily posts we've been making, so thank you so much. Like, I think it's the most positive thing we've done the entire year,
Really?
doing the Today in Mechagon post, and I was like, oh my god, like, thank you for sharing the hidden stuff. Like, I'd be so lost without Wowhead, so we're really grateful with how supportive and appreciative people have been on the site for those posts. It was sort of a test post we made, and people were so happy that we've made it a daily post for the past week.
That's so good to hear.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, and and thank you guys for making it as well on Wowhead. Honestly, Mechagon has been amazing. I have enjoyed myself there so much, and I had multiple streams where I ended up fishing and doing other kinds of very crazy grinds until 5-6 a.m. in the morning. I'm just sitting there like working on my achievements, and I'm still not done, so it's great. I did unlock my flying, so at least there's that.
Congrats. Yeah, I saw on Twitter. So you've got the cool mechanical parrot now.
Yes. I did feel that the mount was a little bit more gray or dull compared to the pictures that I'd seen before. It looks amazing design-wise, but the picture looks a little bit, or the color looks a little bit faded. That's how I feel. But the mount looks cool though.
Yeah. Maybe it's the lighting. Like maybe they took the picture in a zone that was,
maybe,
I don't know, very bright.
Maybe.
But yeah, before we get into 8.2, we should go over the subs, and then we want to share some of the 8.2 stuff that maybe people didn't know about last week, and then talk about what you can look forward to in Season 3. And then we've got sort of a little, I don't know, pile of classic news after a few weeks of not much classic news to go into.
Sounds good. So let's start the show off with thanking the subscriptions. We have Aegis, who gifted a sub to me, giving me a resub to Wowhead. Thank you very much, Aegis. I appreciate that. Or we even appreciate that. We have a 12-month resub, so 1 year of subscribing from BH Rod. So BH Rod, thank you very much for that. Supporting Wowhead for a full year. We also have a fresh subscription from Mr. Gucci. Thank you very much, Mr. Gucci. And also a fresh subscription from Lux Solens. I hope I'm saying these names all right. But yeah, thank you guys very much for supporting Wowhead. With in the talks of supporting, I also want to remind you guys that we have a point system in the chat called Nether Shards. As you spend time watching the stream, you earn points, and you can use these points to redeem things from the store, even things that are physical. So for example, you could redeem a Wowhead plush, you could redeem the different type of pins. There's one pin of me and Perk, the Wowhead Weekly pin. You can use them and redeem whatever you want, whatever you can afford using those points. And those of you guys who are subscribed, is that sound like a plane or something? I don't know.
There is a plane overhead. There was a 6.6 earthquake this morning, so
I
Yeah,
heard.
there's been a lot of plane circling.
Uh-huh.
I don't know, maybe it's related. It's also Independence Day here, so there's probably
Yes.
plane circling to make sure there aren't illegal fireworks.
I saw there were fireworks in World of Warcraft too.
Yeah, there are for the
Yeah.
day.
It's great. It's awesome to see that.
I need to post about that after.
Mm-hmm. I was gonna say something else, but I
The
forgot.
Nether Shards?
Nether shards, you can redeem the different things, including physical items. There is a gamble system if you feel lucky to gamble your points and possibly double them or lose them all. um, what else? I don't remember. If I remember later, I'll let you guys
Yeah,
know. I was distracted by the
yeah.
plane, but that's okay. If it's important,
uh,
I'll remember.
but yeah, thanks
Um,
everyone for joining us.
yeah.
I know it's a holiday in the US, but thanks, we've got a lot of our regulars here, so that
Mm-hmm.
makes us feel warm and fuzzy.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so secret fish that you were talking about before, this was the first surprise 8.2 topic that we wanted to share with you, as many people did not know about the secret fish until we made the post.
Mm-hmm.
So, secret fish.
Yeah.
This is a two-part achievement, and it is not just a cool secret, but it can help you get reputation that adds up to get flying.
Mm-hmm.
The first part means you have to get 10 fish that are scattered around Mechagon, and you turn them in, and they're from very distinctive areas, and each fish gives you 25 reputation. So every day you can get 250 reputation, which starts to add up.
Of course. Mm-hmm.
And then you get this item called the secret fish goggles. And then when you put them on, every 30 seconds, a fish will spawn next to you and you can loot it. And when you collect all the fish, then you get a special hyper compressed ocean toy.
Mm-hmm.
And the fish that spawn on the bubble next to you, they change based on where you are. So you have to travel around the world to get these different fish. For
Mm-hmm.
example, the drowned goldfish is from the drowned lands in Stormsong Valley, while the Tortolan tank dweller is in the bar underneath any port, and it can even be in older zones. So the thin air flounder is at the very top of Neverest Mountain. So if you like secrets and toys, this is a good thing for you to collect, and you can go back to old areas.
Mm-hmm.
But if you are just like, give me my rep, definitely do this to get 250 reputation with Rust Bolt resistance every day. And
Mm-hmm.
it's also 1 point of Kultiris and Zandalari fishing if you need to keep leveling up your professions with the extra cap.
Mm-hmm. So when I finished the first part of the achievement, which was to fish up all the different daily fish, I got to the second part and I managed to loot one of the fish, which was the something mackerel. I forgot what it's called exactly.
Mechanized mackerel.
That's it, yes. I looted that one, and then I seemed to make no other progress, even though I had looted so much fish, and I was a little bit
Right.
confused. And then I looked it up on Wowhead, and I realized it's a travel around the world achievement.
Yes.
You go
Yeah.
to all the old zones as well to be able to finish the achievement. And I was like, oh, well, that makes sense. I'm not that unlucky. It's just I'm in the wrong zone. So now I did make a little bit more progress, but I haven't yet farmed everything. But
Yeah,
soon.
if people are curious about it, the Wowhead guide goes into all the details, but it's not even zones. There are some even more elaborate conditions. Some can
Mm-hmm.
only be caught at a certain time of the day. Some of them only appear while you're dead as a ghost.
Yeah, that's
And
the most
some,
interesting one. Mm-hmm.
yeah, some of them are from Mechagon, but only drop in certain conditions. For example, if you are painted green
Oh, yes.
or if you are from the alternate universe timeline.
Mm-hmm. Wait, there was
Which,
one
oh
in the
yeah,
alternate universe?
yeah,
Okay.
I want to make it. We didn't have this in the post, but I want to make a quick note about the alternate universe. 1 second. So,
Uh-huh.
we've been doing these Wowhead posts every day where we talk about what you can do every day in Mechagon, and people don't seem to realize, except for the Wowhead posts, that there are extra dailies in the alternate future, but you
Mm-hmm.
have to use the personal time displacer to get there.
Mm-hmm.
So just check out the Wowhead posts. Alternate universe gives you more quests for reputation, which you need for flying, as well as some of the essences.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, there's been so many comments of people like, oh my God, I just learned about this today. Like I've missed out on dailies for a
Yeah.
week. So just highlighting that alternate universe Mechagon is a thing. And as a side note, I think it's interesting how it works. Like they have a zone that's very similar to regular Mechagon, but it's just like the lighting, it's different, and it makes me wonder if we'll have more alternate universe stuff in the future. Like I know we have,
Mm-hmm.
old versus new Arathi Highlands or old versus new Darkshore, but that's more like a totally revamped zone. It feels like alternate universe Mechagon is just like very subtle or easy changes they made to shift the like feeling of the zone.
Yeah, the
So
feeling is completely different. It's
like
such a creepy
yeah,
feeling.
wouldn't it be cool if it was like, oh, like, we're gonna you can go into like the old God Vision area of Darkshore and it's just Darkshore, but tinted purple. Like a
Mm-hmm.
similar kind of lighting tech treatment. So I don't
Mm-hmm.
know. I wonder if this is some new tech or easy way of showing
Mm-hmm.
different like magic touched areas of the zone. So
Mm-hmm.
it'll be interesting to do more with it.
Indeed. Yeah,
But
Mechagon
yeah,
has that
yeah,
alternate timeline, and it also has new things, or I think it's new, the whole mechanic of jetpack, being able to fly in an area that you're not supposed to
oh,
fly
that's
in.
so cool. Yeah, it's like a
It's
little teaser
amazing.
that you should get
Yes.
flying.
Yeah. I think it's amazing. Like those little things is what made me get stuck in Mechagon and be done with almost everything and not even halfway with Najatar. And I love Najatar too. It's very immersive and I love the
I
music
love,
and the
yeah, I love the music
environment.
and the zone and the story, although I wish there was even more story. But I feel like Mechagon is just fun to do
So
stuff
much more
in.
fun.
While in Nagitar, you're like, oh my God, seaweed. I hate
Oh
seaweed.
yeah, they have the that's
Help.
actually true. They have the annoying
Yeah.
dailies too that takes so long to
Yeah.
find. That's a very good point. But yeah, no, Mechagon has been really fun.
Yeah, it
For
just seems
sure.
like very playful and experimentative.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that was missing from WoW. Like BFA was so like, I don't know, like serious and very much like, you're gonna do this quest, then follow an NPC to do this quest, and Mechagon is just like, crazy explosions and
Mm-hmm.
gnomes and surprise whimsical things. And it's just fun
Mm-hmm.
and it's about you doing stuff as opposed to some, well, could be a sinister story, but it's just nice to feel like it's a sandbox that you're exploring in,
Mm-hmm.
almost like classic, as opposed to, oh, we have a bunch of quests, but you just follow the famous NPC around for 30 minutes.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
I think it's
Yeah,
cool.
because as you walk around, you also find random dailies that you wouldn't otherwise find.
Yeah,
So,
it's purposely not on the map.
yeah,
So
you have
that
to
is
go and find
definitely
it.
a deliberate choice.
Mm-hmm, for sure. And then the fish was something also that I didn't realize until at least 2 or 3 days that they even existed.
Yeah.
So I feel like there were a lot of things in Mechagon that I discovered later. I find that to be pretty cool. There's so much more to find out about the zone. And speaking of things that you may not know and may not heard of, apart from the fish, of course, with the reputation, I had somebody in my stream being really sad because he was very, very close to Revered, but had finished all the dailies, including the ones where you have to find them in the zone, and he was just a couple hundred away. And I pointed out to him, which he was not aware of, that there's 2 quest items that you could craft at the junkyard. One of them is the gramophone. I forgot what the other one was. So if you are close to the reputation, be sure to craft those because they give about 500 reputation each. So that's a very nice one.
Yeah, another thing that I think people aren't aware of is recycling.
Oh
You
yeah.
can collect the gear assembly springs and the plating, and then you can convert them to a bundle of recyclable parts, and
Mm-hmm.
then you can turn them in for 150 reputation and do that on a daily basis.
Mm-hmm. Yep, that's actually a good point too. That's also a daily which you do at the what's that area called? Something depot?
Yeah, the Junkwat Depot.
Yeah, around that area. Which is actually a very good place for farming spare parts. I found a lot of groups
Yeah,
who are doing that, just pulling everything and AoE down and loot them, and then you can hand in the dailies.
yeah.
Mm-hmm. You
So,
can hand it in more than just once or twice, but you won't get reputation for it. But what you will get
yeah.
are these boxes that give you a lot of spare parts, which is something that I have been doing a lot because if you want to be contributing to the different construction areas, it's going to be very expensive, and you need a lot of them to progress on the achievements. So yeah, I've been farming those.
Um, but on a different note, there are some battle pet surprises in the patch as well. And we have not highlighted all of them yet in the news, but one that we did highlight that we wanted to share is the Postmaster Malone encounter, which
Mm-hmm.
I think the timing is funny because the celebrity this NPC is named after, his latest album is called Wow. So when people are Googling him, it's just like
I
this
didn't
weird
know
like
that.
universes colliding.
Oh, that's funny.
So yeah. But yeah, so obviously in Stratholme there was the Postmaster encounter where you would click on the mailboxes, and if you clicked on the mailboxes in the correct order, you would summon the Postmaster, and then he could drop things like the Postmaster set, which did stuff. I think it was increased run speed. It was a 5-piece set that looked kind of cool for a cloth user. So he is kind of a interesting rare spawn in the Stratholme pet dungeon now.
Mm-hmm.
And you need to summon him by finding a discarded letter, which is very hard to see. And it is found, it can be multiple places in the dungeon. And after you obtain the letter, you bring it to the letterbox in stage 7, and he'll appear behind you. And we learned this the hard way because we kept delaying defeating him to test different strategies. If you don't defeat him after 20 minutes, he will leave, and if you reset the dungeon, he won't come back.
Oh, good to know.
So don't summon him and then go AFK.
Yeah.
That is bad.
Mm-hmm. Good to
um,
know.
and the reason you want to defeat him is that he gives you the achievement Malone, and it gives the pet Burnout, which is I don't know, kind of looks like Bolvar, like before he was the Lich King, like the tortured version of him. But yeah, it is an undead battle pet.
It looks
Flavor
really
text:
cool.
Burnout always has a supply of well-toasted marshmallows. And if you weren't paying attention a few weeks ago, we updated Wowhead's model viewer. So if you're like, oh, it has glowy effects, but Wowhead won't show them, we show all the glowy effects now. So he looks
Mm-hmm.
very cool in our model viewer.
Mm-hmm. He does. I was going to just take a picture and show you guys a picture, and I was like, hey, this actually looks really cool as a 3D image. You know what? So let's make it 3D. And he
Yes.
doesn't have that many abilities or that many animations. Let's check run. There we go. Now you can see him running. But yeah, he looks really cool. We don't have that many sort of, I guess we should call it humanoid pets. We don't have that many models that look like that. We mostly have different types of animals. So this is really cool to see.
Yeah.
And it has a really cool effect too.
Yeah. But yeah, there are more pet secrets, surprises we'll be highlighting in the next few days. There's some more things in Stratholme. And the slimy pet database pages have gotten a ton of upvotes and comments, so we will definitely be highlighting the slimy pets from Azshara as well in the next few days.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of nice how nobody exactly knows everything about the patch on the first day, and
Yep.
people are genuinely having to share things as opposed to like, oh, well, there's a war fund, and then there are like 5, NPCs that drop mounts, and everyone
Yep.
knows the 5 mounts. So I don't know, it's very refreshing. It feels very old school.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it's really nice. The less we can find out in PTR, and the more we can be surprised about, the better.
Yeah. But speaking of changes, kind of a controversial one. The Azshara PvP event balance and alternate event.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, the event happens every 3 hours. And then the shards were unbalanced, so it will only now happen in shards where there is a balanced number of Horde and Alliance players. So some people are like, okay, I guess we'll like never see the battle for Azshara again.
Yeah.
And if you are imbalanced, you will instead have the Azshara's Elite Commanders event. And slaying the commanders will give you the battle commendation, which you can use to buy things like one of the seahorse mounts.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say this battle, or this not the battle, the Elite Commanders event is not very good because these commanders don't have that much HP. So by the time you fly there, you'll be lucky if you even get a tag.
Yeah.
That was one of
So.
the issues that I noticed. Um, the other one is this means that battle for Nazatar events are more rare. So the
Hmm.
few that do appear will have a lot of raids made in LFG, inviting a lot of people to the same server, leading to the end of the battle being very, very laggy. At least that was my experience. Hi, Luna. Like we
Aww.
had a battle on my server, and it started off fine, and towards the ending it was really laggy. I could not cast anything because there were, I'm assuming, too many raids that were created in the zone and just taking over. Yeah, Luna's
There's
walking around.
also I mean, for achievement hunters, there is one to win the Battle of Najatar, and during the PTR, this was part of a meta, but Blizzard removed it at least, which is good.
Okay, so you don't actually have to win.
Right. You do have to
There's no
collect some battle
achievement. Yeah,
commendations for the meta, but you can get them through the commanders at least now.
there's no achievement for having to win 100 battles, right?
No, there's just one.
Okay, because I was somebody told me that you have to win 100 times, and I actually believed it for like 3 days. So whenever I could get into a battle, I was like, oh my god, I need to get it because I need my third win or I need my fourth win. And then later on, I was told that the person was trolling, and there is no such thing, no achievement.
No.
And I was glad, and I don't know, I couldn't believe that I had believed a lie for so long, and nobody told me. But yeah, so there's no achievement to win 100 times.
There's also a fun ripple effect where Tuesday rolled around and the Alliance got a 25% war mode bonus as a result of all the imbalance. And,
Yep.
it's just, I feel like we discussed this last week. It's not good with the balance. Like, this came up with Tides of Vengeance, how Alliance had that 30% buff, and now 8.2 Alliance have a 25% buff, and Crucible of Storms, there's hardly any Alliance skills. Actually, let me look that up. There were hardly any Alliance skills last week that had done Mythic Crucible.
Yep.
And I know Blizzard was hoping that with the essences that would serve as a nerf. But yeah, let's see what the
I think it
Alliance
was
are up to.
17 last week. Was it 17?
Yeah, we're up to 35 with 1 week. No, less than 1 week to go.
Yeah.
So
But
I don't
it did
know.
double though. So I mean, I guess.
Yeah,
But
yeah. We're on track not to have that happen. So I don't know. Like, something needs to happen with the factions. Maybe it will be like the video we saw last week, where in our discussion, where there will be some divide that exists, but it will change. So lines will be drawn differently, so there won't be this weird splitting of the player base and weird uneven alliance things going on. Like, Alliance and Horde could group together, and maybe we, I don't know, realign them against like life and death, or some other political lines that still mean you can group together for raids, because it doesn't seem like it's working very well in its current state.
no.
Yeah.
I mean, another thing they could do, which I don't know if they want to, is to offer some free transfers. I know, like, it might be too big of a deal, but I think one of the main reasons for people to not move is because they're there now, so it's easier. And
And
I
it's
think
so
a lot
hard
of
with
people.
racials, especially as they keep adding allied races. Like, just the balancing seems to be such a nightmare, because everyone's like, oh my god, like, Zandalara, you're customizable, and like, this is so OP. But yeah,
But I
the
think it
current
is more
situation
balanced.
is not working.
I think it's more balanced now compared to, let's say, 5 years ago or whatever. So I think there is a little bit more incentive to be alliance now compared to before, but it's not
Mythic
strong
Plus is
enough.
good.
It's not strong enough for people to want to move. But maybe if they offered some free transfers, a lot of guilds who are trying to get top 100 but won't make it will decide to move over.
Yeah, that could be something. They just need to be aware that whatever they've been trying has not been working. And I remember Azeroth choppers.
Yes.
So, like, I remember they were trying to vote for the Alliance and Horde, and they would always have like public voting, or they would try to do yells or screams to show who's voting for who. And it was obvious even then that the alliance was like not as popular,
Yeah.
and that's only gotten more lopsided since then. So hopefully things will change, because it feels like deja vu how it's like, oh look, a new patch, alliance has war mode buff.
Yeah. I guess we'll see.
But yeah, in happier news, Mecha Pepe.
Yes.
Pepe, it's your friend Pepe.
Let's see if I'm able to use my mouse, because Luna decided that my mouse pad is a good bed. Okay, she moved actually.
Aw.
All right.
What a good cat.
Yes, we have Pepe, and here is the model of Mecha Pepe, in case you forgot. And he looks really cool and has these very, very scary laser eyes going on.
Yeah. So his model is awesome because normally it's the blue version of Pepe, but then periodically he goes into death laser mode and he turns red for a few seconds, and he's like, I am evil Pepe. And how do you get this adorable Pepe? So going back to alternate Mechagon, you know, that is the version of Mechagon where King Mechagon has managed to fulfill his plans of mechanizing all of Azeroth. So that includes little Pepe as well, who is not known as Pepe, but P3-P3. So it's so cute. And he is at 68.5, 47.9, sitting on top of some debris. And you need to climb. Yeah, you need to climb to get to him. But once you do, all you need to do is to click on him to earn a tiny clockwork key. And then you can add the customization to your trans-dimensional bird whistle.
P3, P3, beep, beep.
Beep, beep.
Beep, boop. Yeah, it's really cute.
So,
really awesome that they added a little Pepe variation here in the mecha world.
yeah, I'm looking, sorry, I'm pulling up Twitter. The creator of Pepe, Jordan Powers, was tweeting about some other things that little Pepe things that are in there. His character is a gnome, so he is there, and there his puppy is there, Ripley, a corgi, and a member of the community who was part of the Pepe community and did a lot of engineering is there, as well as Mike Porter. So it's nice how there's a little like the mechanical Pepe family. There's lots of references to Pepe and the creators in Mechagon.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah. We like Pepe here. I wish they would make I don't know if that Pepe could work as a costume, because he's sort of sharp and pointy, but I would love if there was more Pepe costumes and merchandise.
A Mecha Pepe?
Yeah. But that might be like, I don't know, not safe for children.
Well, it could be soft plastic. No,
yeah, but like suppose like the cat is eating the soft plastic.
Yeah, that's true. The less details, the better, or the safer it is.
Yeah. Yeah. So looking forward, we're not going to get into everything you can do in 8.2 because we did that last show. But you know, obviously, Wowhead has guides for Nazjatar and Mechagon and the rares and all sorts of stuff. But we did want to just highlight a bit the content that was coming in Season 3, which is Tuesday for US and Wednesday for EU.
Yes.
So the first thing we wanted to highlight is that the Dungeon Operation Mechagon will open with Season 3. This does not have Mythic Plus difficulty, but it does have some sort of semi-secret hard mode that we know a little bit about. And there are interesting rings with set bonuses. There is the Mechagon Peacekeeper mount. There are some notable punch cards. There's some Azurite armor. I think that's SAS. And there's also the Vision of Perfection
essence.
Essence as well. Is that you, Sass? Yeah. Okay, you come in? We're doing the show.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sass came in here and say hi.
Yep, and Bright Paw.
Yes, Bright Paw too.
Yeah, so that's the dungeon that's coming. And then, of course, the Mythic plus Affix Beguiling is coming as well, along with the next round of Season 3 Keystone achievements, so that's also good. Azshara's Eternal Palace opens normal and heroic on Tuesday, and then Mythic and Wing 1 LFR the week after.
So raid time.
Yeah, raid time. Lots of cool stuff. The loot is 400 LFR, 415 normal, 430 heroic, and 445 mythic. And there are 3 Azurite essences from the raid, and lots of collectibles such as the Ashari Bloat Ray mount from the Glory of the Palace Raider, and then 4 battle pets from the raid as well. There's no word on a mythic Azshara mount, but I don't know. Maybe it'll be a surprise.
Wait, is it
like
confirmed to have one?
No, there isn't, but I feel like if Jaina had a mount, then it feels like Azshara should have something. I don't know. But yeah, there's also, we assume there's going to be some sort of ominous cinematic because, Azshara gets us to where she wants us to be and, has her, like, surprise twist master plan. So I'm sure we'll have a lot of fun stuff to unpack with that. And there's also a lot of weird loot from the raid. We have a loot guide already up on Azshara, but there's a lot of interesting procs. The transmog has a very sort of weird underwater appearance. Oh my god, they're here. I have cake and a cat. This is the best day ever. Oh my god.
Oh, wow. Look at that.
Wait, we're going to ignore that because we have him. Look at this baby.
We have Bright Paw.
Baby.
No, you eat this one and you pet that
No, I'm not petting the cake. I'm giving you a hug, Bright
Aww.
Paw.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, Bright Paw. Hey, Sass.
Happy 4th of July.
Yes, you're such a good cat. I missed you, Bright Paw.
He seems pretty calm.
You're such a good cat. When I travel to see my family, I don't take the cat, obviously.
Yeah, that makes sense.
You said he was a good cat this time, right?
He was very good, except for one night.
Okay.
Oh.
Like 90% of the time, 95. He was great.
Wait, what does he do when he's not great?
Okay, so we have Bright Paw back, so now the show is back to normal.
Yes.
Back to where were we? Azshara's Eternal Palace. So there's lots of loot that's themed like Transmog and the Naga. Lots of interesting Transmog stuff. And there's some weird items like Azshara's garments that give you procs, and the procs are stronger if more people are wearing her garments. So yeah, pretty cool raid.
And speaking of armor, we also have the new PvP season.
The new PvP season. Oh, no more Bright Paw. The new PvP season starts with Season 3. There are Notorious Gladiator and Aspirant armor and weapons. The rated PvP season, as well as the new Vicious mounts, the Alliance and Horde War Basilisk. And something that I think a lot of people don't realize is that there are even some profession updates. There are recipes that only drop from Season 3 content, like Glyph of the Dark Depths from Radiance of Azshara. Some rank 3 potions, like Potion of Unbridled Fury. And
so you need to clear the raids to access those?
Yeah, you need to do certain things from the dungeon and raid to get them. And there's also the whole upgrading the Abyssal Focus to get to be able to craft higher level gear, which requires quests from the raid. So you can create 410, 425, and 445 gear.
Okay, well, there you go.
Yep.
Time to level up all the professions.
Yeah. So, and yeah, just to keep in mind, there's also the Conflict and Strife Essence. That's the one that gives you the honor talent to use in PvE. You get the, it's already preset, but you get one. There's Vision of Perfection. There are 3 from Mythic Plus and 3 from Rating. So, yeah, lots of stuff. I'm watching the cat dance around in the corner.
Oh, so cute.
But yeah, I'm really excited about the cinematic as the main thing, I think.
Same. So Season 3, again, if you're not 100% sure about timings, it is next reset. So Tuesday for NA people and Wednesday for us in Europe. So I guess we will all see the cinematic on Tuesday, unless us Europeans want to wait a day and not be spoiled. We will wait until Wednesday in that case.
Yep. We are gonna rush as usual, having Squishy like speed clear the raid so we can unlock the cinematic as soon as possible, or and see any other cutscenes or RP. So yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah. So enough about 8.2. We've got some classic news.
Yes. This was surprising to me, at least.
Sass, I can hear you. I can hear me.
Oh, okay. We can't hear that. So at least the
Yeah,
microphone is not picking it up.
Yeah. I'm really jealous because Bright Paw is hanging out with Sass and not me.
Aww. That's funny. Bright Paw likes Sass. He's like, I've seen enough of this human. I need to see Sass more. I know that he's leaving, you know? Or maybe he's just being very hospitable. You know, he has to take care of the guests of the house.
Yeah. Okay, maybe he's being a good host.
Exactly. Yes. He's going to spend all the time in the world after the guest is gone, of course.
Yes. So, classic.
Yes, classic news.
We've all known that the beta for Classic has been really different than any other beta Blizzard has really done, at least for WoW. And the closed Classic beta, like, there's an end. The Classic beta did not have a ton of people invited, and it is ending on July 12th. But then one last chance to play the stress test July 25th and 26th. So that means that there's roughly a month where Classic WoW will not be playable because the game won't launch until August 27th.
Yep.
But 2 weeks before, you can reserve up to 3 names in advance. So I don't know. To me, it's very different. Like, why do you think it's closing now? To me, it seems sort of...
I was also surprised.
Yeah. Like, I know that interest has been... I'd say it's been waning a bit, but that's because they haven't been inviting more people. So I feel like if they were inviting more people, it could keep being very hype.
Yeah, so... I'm actually very surprised that there was no sort of period where more people could be invited. Maybe beta keys from streamers or just random invitations. I'm surprised there hasn't been any, because I know a lot of people have been looking forward to finally getting into the beta. And now, instead of more people getting in, the beta is going out. It's just gone.
I mean, I know a lot of people that do add-ons and even a lot of creators weren't invited, you know, not content stream creators, but people more behind the scenes. For example, only one Wowhead developer got into the beta.
Yeah.
So we're like, oh, if we need to like check anything with data, you know, better hit up this one guy.
Yeah.
So
I'm very surprised.
I feel like, plus they were doing AV testing, and I know the queues took forever because there just weren't a lot of people to queue up on both sides and test, which to me, you know, just feels kind of sad. And I don't think that interest in Classic is waning, because we had that duel tournament yesterday and it got really great viewership.
Yep.
So I just think that there's just not enough people playing.
Because, that's another thing. A lot of people wanted to try out Erratha Basin, but could never do that because it was at level 40, and not a lot of people actually leveled all the way to 40. So most of the time they were just they were just stuck in the queue for the longest time because it requires 15 people on both sides. And
I know they've gotten so many bug reports, but it seems a bit I know that they made a lot of changes in documentation, and to me, 40 through 60 is, like, you know, very important in its endgame. So I just hope, I don't know if there'll be an open beta or like focused testing, but you know, fingers crossed when they say things like, oh, internally we're testing, you know, Eastern Plague Lands and raid testing. I'm just like, I think it would go better if you had the like massive amounts of beta testers doing this instead.
Because I was getting worried that we would get all the way to 60 and even play 60 stuff, and I was like, that could ruin the experience a little bit. But now it's the opposite. It's not even close to 60 that we got to experience.
Like, if they did play testing and it was like, okay, for a few hours, log on the pre-made level 60, we're going to test Molten Core, I think that could be a good compromise. So the experience of, you know, doing the attunement and gearing up, all that would be saved, but you could actually test the bosses because... I don't know, it seems very risky to have some of these things
in case it bugs. I mean, indeed. Indeed.
But yeah, I'm really surprised why it's closing now. I don't know if this is meant to be a way of not competing. with season 3, but I don't think it needed to be closed so early. And I know a lot of people, like I know Blizzard is not responsible for websites or add-ons or things doing well, but I think a hint of max level testing could help out a lot of places add more polish to their work. For example, Wowhead tries to get drop rates via the Wowhead client, and if no one is playing in the 40 through 60 range, we can't get any data.
No accurate data.
We've even had some tools, like we're trying to set up a gear planner, and things like base stats required people to send us data via the client. There's no easy documentation on base stats for all races and classes at every level. So we, the AV test was super helpful in getting, close to max level data. And if we didn't have the AV test, the gear planner would be in really bad shape.
Yeah.
So even a little bit really helps people creating features and tools for the game, which, doesn't benefit Blizzard directly, but I think helps set up the community and, helps people stay engaged and positive. Yeah.
Because the game is a huge jungle for a lot of people. And if they have the tools to make that a little bit smoother, that could improve the experience a lot and potentially make people play more.
Yeah. So, but yeah, it's ending. I don't know. I hope they don't go with this model for future expansion testing. I don't think they could, because they were talking about, wanting to have things like essences up for testing and long amounts of testing in the future. But I don't know. Maybe this was an experiment, but I think it would have been better if more people were invited and it was for a longer period of time.
I was expecting it to be on the entire time and keep adding new things, maybe more levels, and maybe even the last week to allow everyone. Well, not maybe everyone, but a lot more people to be in to try it.
Yeah.
That's what I expected.
So, but yeah, in more interesting classic news, I think this got a much better reception. There was a lot of controversy and feedback surrounding the realm structure for European and Oceanic realms. Blizzard announced something a few weeks ago. A lot of people didn't like it and raised very valid concerns. And this week they announced some changes, which I think that was a very good step in the right direction. So
people are very happy that they responded so fast about this as well.
Initially, everything in the European region was all languages mashed together, no realms with different languages except for Russian. But now they have added French and German realms, which a lot of people are very happy about. I know people are disappointed that not every language is represented like Spanish, but based on Wowhead analytics, like French, German, and Russian have way more users than Spanish.
Really?
So maybe they just needed a cutoff point.
I'm surprised. Or I guess it makes sense because a lot of Spanish people are not necessarily in Europe either. Or a lot of Spanish-speaking people, for example, Latin America, they would not necessarily play in EU. So I guess it makes sense in that sense.
Yeah. So I think that was a good step, in the right direction. They say they haven't finalized the number of realms and realm types for each language, but, they'll let people know before name reservations on August 13th.
Gotcha.
And then in a similar vein, Oceanic realms are coming to WoW Classic, and the game servers will be hosted in Australia. Yep.
I saw a lot of very happy Australians about this news. Because currently, do they have servers there on retail? I feel like...
I believe that was the thing they added back in Warlords, maybe? Because I remember they had a special Australian event where they announced it.
Okay, because I feel like most people in Australia just play on NA servers.
Yeah, and so it's also will be nice to have them concentrate on a few servers, because if you're Oceanic and you're trying to play on a US server, you have, like the time zones are all off and lag is really bad.
Yep.
So
high ping,
hopefully
bad
this can
timing.
help things.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's great news.
Yeah. And just as an update, we've been trying to get back into the habit of doing daily posts on Classic WoW. We know we were, going pretty hard on 8.2 for a week, but we are getting back to the Classic WoW news, and July 1st marked a ton of classic guide updates. It was our deadline for a lot of the talent build and best in slot pages for classic classes. So expect to see a lot of classic class spotlights in the next few days on Wowhead. We're really happy with how well all of our class writers have been doing. And we might have the gear planner to show soon. We spent a little extra time to get it to work for all levels, not just 60s. So hopefully Twink should be happy. But yeah, maybe by next show we will have that as a spotlight. Sass is bringing me something.
You could tell them that these are coming
Oh,
sometime this month.
okay. Yay. So we also made some classic WoW pins that Sass just handed to me. These are very limited. We've got the classic Wowhead with the Thoughtbot dragon around it. And then we also have the Thoughtbot color variant of the pin as well. So this is the blue version. And yeah, they're a little oversized. But I think these are awesome. So these will be coming to the shop very soon. These are not the Kickstarter closed, but these are not available via the party Kickstarter. These are just, Wowhead merch available on our shop, and the proceeds go back into making the site better for you all. Actually, this matches my outfit. I think it's really funny how I wear a lot of goth stuff. I've always liked red and black, and the site is also red and black. Just, I don't know, it feels very on topic personal brand. Oh, fuck, how did I have it? There we go. Yeah, cool.
There you go.
So yeah. But yeah, we are, even though there's 8.2, we still have a full team of classic writers working on stuff, and we have a lot of updates to share really soon with all of you on that.
Yep.
And for our final topic, the pins are sort of a good transition. We have some
speaking of
Blizzard merchandise to share. The first thing we have to share is this a new Murloc. Do I have any I could grab? Oh yeah. So you may remember a few years ago there was this little guy, and he was tied to a battle pet spawning in Azuna, and when the battle pet was spawning, they introduced the real plushy version of him. And Blizzard is sort of doing that again. In Nazjatar, you can get a Murloc pet that's called Murgle, and it's in Bloodfin Village. But you can also get Murgle the Red plush IRL, as well as a red Murloc mug. And I don't have the mug with me, but I have the mugs in other colors.
That mug exists in different colors?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Sass, can you see if there's a Murloc mug in the kitchen? If you can't find it easily, no worries. But yeah,
I'll tear it all up.
I'm sending Sass to see if he can find they have them in green and blue at least, and I think I have one or both of them.
Okay, cool. So now you can add red to your collection.
Yep, and this is available worldwide on July 9th, which I assume means that, there we go! Woohoo! Success. Okay, so this is the mug.
Oh, okay.
It's kind of oversized for a mug.
Yeah.
This is another water mug, so you can see how this is a bit bigger. And it's kind of heavy. Like when he brought it, I was like, oh, is there liquid in it? But there's no liquid in it. It's just a big mug.
Oh yeah, I love that one because it holds so much coffee in it.
Oh yeah, you like it too?
Yeah.
So this is a pretty good mug. You can even I don't know, have Pepe in it.
Which color of the mug do you both like the most?
I think I like the blue one.
Yeah?
Well, I think so. There's only a few colors, but I think I would actually move to using the red mug because we just had the discussion that all my stuff is red and black. So I don't know. It's very goth. I'll swap to the red Murloc.
I think I have a thing for red as well. So I know it's very surprising.
Your hair, surprise.
I realize it's very unexpected, but I think I would pick the red one.
Yeah. And in the very rare off chance you are attending the Japan Expo in Paris from July 4 through 7, you will be able to pick that up before they launch on the shop. So it's nice to see Blizzard having a presence at more conventions with convention merch again. I know a lot of people were sad they weren't at Gamescom, and this obviously doesn't take the place of it, but it's still, it's still something. So that is the first thing we wanted to share with merch. The next thing I wanted to share is that I haven't seen a ton of 8.2 merch, which kind of makes me sad, but there is a really pretty Azshara themed gaming desk mat.
Yes.
Oh, Sass, can you bring me another thing? On the desk and the oval table in the living room, the Warbringer Azshara black folder. I want to show that. This is so handy having all these people here. I'm like, yes.
Sash should be there more often.
Yes.
Helping IRL.
Okay, so there is a new Azshara themed gaming mat of Azshara, looking very intimidating. I wish they have more merch of her. And the art is from the Warbringer's Azshara's still. And at Gamescom, I had a friend buy a limited edition set of prints and send them to me. Do you have any of these to give away? I feel like I don't know, I'm seeing a bunch of EU people giving these away. But
no, I have one of my own, but I don't have any for giveaway.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I just wanted to show them quickly. So
there it is.
So the picture to the right is the one that's part of the gaming mat. And there are other pictures too that I'll just show off because I really like this one. I have both the Jaina and Azshara ones, not Sylvanas, just because I don't like things being burned. But yeah, if you want to repeat, you've got two of her in her purple, still a night elf phase. As a merch idea, I would love if they had the tiara on sale. Like, please give me an Azshara birthday tiara.
That's a very good point, yes.
Then we've got a few of her in, like, blue underwater elf mode. Got that one. And then we also have this one. And then we've got two of her in the Queen of the Naga with the red tinted backgrounds. We've got her in the background, framed by Nazoth's eye. And then her close-up, which is the most similar one to the mouse pad. And yeah, I just want more Azshara merch. Like, I want Azshara jewelry that I can layer with dresses. You know, I want, like, you know, dangly earrings or necklaces. The tiara would be pretty cool. You know, actual stylish dresses. Like, I just don't want an Azshara t-shirt. Like, she has a really good sense of style. An Azshara wine glass, considering she's, like, walking around the zone with her wine glass, I think that would be great to, I don't know, play it up. She likes luxurious things. I think we should get some interesting merch based on Azshara.
I would need that wine glass too, for sure.
Yep. So, yeah, I would like an oversized Azshara wine glass.
Oversized as well. The Blister.
Well, I mean, she has like an endlessly filling wine glass. So, the ocean is her wine glass.
It is. It is very poetic. The Blister also has a summer sale going on.
Yep.
Apparently, a lot of the older merch is at 30 to 65% off. And this includes all sorts of stuff, not just t-shirts, right? It's all sorts of old things that just hasn't been, that's not
like
completely out yet.
Yeah, like the baby Yeti plush. Wow, I feel like I have so much merch. We're just talking about merch on my Twitter.
You have everything. It's like Blister at Perk's house.
Yeah.
What, $8.75, I think?
Yeah, this is $8.75, Sass.
Yeah.
Sass is all interested because he's like, you know, cheap giveaway things. So we've got Whomper for $9, oversized. We've got a lot of the Overwatch things that are on sale, including the really strange looking Yachiman plush that I don't know. It looks a little suggestive. There, a lot of the cute but deadly figurines are on sale. A lot of the lanyards from last year, Overwatch puzzle. So a lot of things are on sale. This is US only.
Oh.
So, but EU still has a summer sale for a June sale, and a lot of stuff is 75% off.
Okay. I also noticed that this shirt that I'm wearing now, the BFA t-shirt, is also on sale.
Yeah, I'm going through this stuff quickly. Oh, the Ugly Holiday Alliance sweater is on sale. There are some track jackets on sale.
Okay.
Let's see. Yeah, there's a few things that are interesting on sale. There's a champion utility shirt that comes with a pin built in. So if you're a pin collector, very subtle pin, you probably want to buy the shirt for the pin. But yeah, lots of stuff is on sale. They also are featuring a Horde versus Alliance collection, and some of the items we've seen before on Jinx, but some of them are new. For example, they have a playing card set for Alliance and Horde themed, and I think those are really creative. I follow some artists on Twitter and Patreon that do playing card sets. You know, obviously not the same style as Blizzard, but I think they're really cute when you get the themed cards, and I love seeing who is cool. I love seeing who is what position, and if they have any hints for the future. In the preview that I'm looking at, they have Tyrande as a queen, and oh wait, is that Magni? So I was looking and I thought it was. Oh fuck, I can't tell. I think that's Magni as the Joker, or the Jack. So it's interesting to see who is what position. And I'm gonna show another thing quickly. One sec.
Wait, what did you say has a pin? Something has a pin?
The champion shirt. You have the shirt.
I do?
Oh yeah, you were telling me you bought something from Blizzard because there was like a pin that was part of it. You didn't want the clothing.
They did like 5 things last year.
I think that's one of them. So going back to the playing cards, I remember I went to TwitchCon and there was a Blizzard party, and they had a deck of playing cards.
Ooh,
and it was interesting because if you looked at who was the ace, it was this guy. And he hadn't shown up in Legion yet, but he played a role soon after in the stabbing of the sword. So I don't know, I thought it was interesting seeing,
so then we have Tyrande
subtle foreshadowing. Yeah, so I would be curious to see who all the queens are. And there are Alliance and Horde sets. So I don't know. I think I'm going to get these and see if we can infer who is who. Let me click on the Horde one to see who's part of the Horde set. Let's see. So the Murloc is a Joker. Oh, so if we look at this, this is interesting. So Jack is Vol'jin, Queen is Sylvanas, and King is Thrall.
Third war chief?
Yes, that is very interesting. And like Thrall is above Sylvanas. I don't know what she's gonna think of that. So interesting playing card speculation. Expansion leaked in the playing card.
Having Sylvanas as queen makes it more interesting that they chose Tyrande as queen, because we haven't really seen her do that much this expansion.
Well, there's also 4 sets of cards, so I don't know if, there'll be 4 queens like Tyrande, Jaina, and then on the Horde could also be like, I don't know, like Lady Liadrin, and then it's like, well, what happens if there's something that's sort of a gray area, like, is Illidan something? Is is Ysera something, or is she neutral? So all that is pretty interesting, I think. And they have a bunch of, I feel like their merch got delayed because the merch isn't bad, but it feels very warm. They have a set of things like windbreakers and zip-up hoodies and pullover hoodies, and it's like seriously hot outside. It's the middle of July.
Even in Sweden, it's hot.
Yeah, so I'm a little unsure about, I feel like maybe this was some winter stuff that got delayed from 2018 with like the layoffs and reorganization. But I'm just sort of confused about the whole thing. But it's not bad merch. The Alliance one is interesting because they've gone for like a gold and black look as opposed to the blue and white. So it looks a little more stylish than the default stuff. But yeah, I think that's
I think that actually wraps up everything.
Were there any side things you wanted me to highlight, Sass?
All the highlights of
I mentioned the giveaway that we.
That ends tomorrow.
Yeah, that ends tomorrow.
No, sorry, you caught me off guard.
Do you want to share a funny Bright Paw story? Did he do anything? Why did he throw everything off your nightstand? and roll on it. That was weird.
He could. So sometimes he's not ready to go to bed when we are, and so he'll bug me, and I'm trying to shoo him off of me because he'll literally walk on me while I'm trying to sleep, and I'm like, shaking, get off me, get off me. And then he'll jump onto the nightstand instead of on the floor, and then just, his tail and his massive body will just knock everything all over the place. My phone, my clock, all that kind of stuff. And then he usually ends up jumping on top of the giant box we have on top of the hermit crab cage to keep him from collapsing the top of the
Yeah, he collapsed the hermit crab cage a few trips ago.
Yes, I remember.
He got into the cage with them.
Wire mesh lid, and when he jumps on it, he's too heavy, and it just kind of like popped out of the rubber, the rubber stuff. So now when he's there, we put a giant box on top of it that he can't knock over or fall through.
Yep. So, but yeah, I can talk a little bit about just Wowhead updates we have going on as like a sneak peek. We're updating a ton of guides for season 3, so in addition to the general guides we mentioned with season 3, we're going to have an Operation Mechagon dungeon guide soon. We are going to have guides for all Azshara Eternal Palace bosses up soon. We already have a few of them up, more are coming. Our class writers are doing more season 3 updates, like more essence advice and spec-specific raid tips. And we are continuing to update our Nazjatar Mechagon guides with lots of secrets. And our essence guides are starting to get Blood Mallet chart integration as well. So if you go to like the Fury Warrior Azurite essence page as an example, you will see that it has the automatically updating Blood Mallet charts based on Sims. And you can mouse over and see Wowhead tooltips and see what's good at what rank and level. So yeah, lots more site updates going on. We also made a little banner on the front page. It's like an announcement, but it looks 10 times better because the designer made it, not me. And that's right below the blue tracker. So you can just go to the front page now and see the important patch guides and all the essences by spec easily for easy navigation.
Perfect. The more convenient, the better.
The 4th of July firework.
Yep. Oh yeah, Sass would like to point out that he has updated our site logo to be an animated 4th of July firework where the rocket explodes. I think that's very grisly. Why is the rocket exploding?
It's a firework.
Okay.
Fireworks explode.
Okay, so our rocket is temporarily
exploding.
Yes, it's temporarily combusting. But yeah, it's cool on the front page. And a user made it for us?
Yeah, his name is I think it was Yip. I'm sorry, let me double check.
I see it.
Yeah.
That looks cool.
Yeah, we're trying to be more creative with our logos. So
yeah, that looks cool.
Yeah.
All right.
But yeah, so I think that's about it because it is an American holiday here. Technically, I was off work today, but I wanted to do the show because it's important. But we may be a little slower to respond to feedback or bugs these next few days because it is a long weekend for the US. But I don't want to miss the show. I'm happy I did the show. And yeah, after this, I'm gonna go have late lunch with Sass and Nathan and give Bright Paw another hug. So yeah.
You guys enjoy the dinner. Wish the world wasn't so big so that you could do more things like that with people being closer to you.
Yeah. So and I also have my cake that I need to eat. I guess I'll leave it after. What? Was this from the place you liked? The
Lady M.
Oh yay!
Yeah, the boutique.
Awesome. We're all like big foodies here, so yeah.
That's great. That's great. Well, at least Bright Paw doesn't eat it for you.
If you want it.
Oh no, I need to hide this from him.
Would he eat it?
I got this amazing apple pie once, and he kept sniffing it, and then I left it alone on the table, and he's just like, "Oh look, I happen to be on the table, sleeping, curled around the plate. I am sleeping," and I'm like, "No, you're gonna swipe that as soon as I turn around."
Yeah.
What's half eaten in the living room right now?
Oh, that's a breakfast thing.
So it looks like a pita pocket type thing.
Yeah, it's just like a hand pie with cheese and some ground up meat in it.
Oh wait, what is that? Meat in it?
It's like I try cleaning the apartment before Sass returns the cat, and there's always like one thing
It
that
still finds it. Yeah.
I know.
Sass, you're not meant to call it out. No, that's awesome. But yeah, no, you guys have a great dinner. Is it dinner time?
And no, it's a late lunch.
Okay.
Well, it's
have a
Sass
great
wakes up
late
super
lunch.
late, so it's like I don't know, it's like morning for him, but for me it's just so.
Gotcha.
I was eating. That's why I ate breakfast before, because I know we eat late. Anyway,
Mm-hmm.
we're gonna go off and eat food somewhere, and we will have the VOD up later tonight, and we will be back next week to discuss things like the cinematic and merch and all sorts of season 3 fun stuff.
I'll be on vacation again.
Oh,
Sorry.
and Sass will be on vacation again. So.
Oh. All right. Yeah, well, thank you guys for watching, for hanging out. I saw somebody ask about Nether Shards. Nether Shards is a point system that you can earn by just sitting in the chat and watching. So it's no more complicated than that. Exclamation mark points to see how many points you have, and then you can use the points to redeem different things. If you scroll down, there is a little panel there where you can see what you can get for how much. So yeah, we will be back next week, same time, and probably not Sass since he's on vacation, but hopefully we should be able to manage without him, and talk about anything which is new with season 3 actually hitting the live servers.
Yep. Actually, that show is going to be the day before the classic beta closes down. So maybe there will be interesting nostalgia stuff going on, because Blizzard hinted they do like a special end of beta event. So maybe there'll be crazy bosses spawning that we can report on too.
Yeah, the 17th. No, wait, the 10th, 11th. Yeah,
yes. The 11th US, maybe 12th morning for you, but yeah.
11th. Gotcha. Yeah. Well, see you guys
right.
then. And we
we
need a high five.
Yeah. Okay. So
from this perspective, it looks really weird.
Sass is like sitting off that way. He's like, okay.
What is she doing? All right. I'm ready.
Wait. Do you want to do?
I'm just gonna join in.
Oh.
I'm gonna be her hand.
Okay. 3, 2, 1.
We don't even meet. We're in person.
Completely missed. I was expecting a clapping sound.
And his hand is just over on the side.
I was expecting a clap from his hand, and I was like, wait, there's no sound. I guess you missed. That's awesome. But yeah, have fun with your dinner, and the rest of you guys in chat have a splendid rest of your afternoon, evening, morning, depending on where you live. And we'll see you again next week, same time.
Yep. Bye.
Yes. Bye, everyone. Oh, we see Sass for a moment before we go.
Why are you wearing my
And he's wearing a hat. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.
What do you mean? That's what I wear every day.